Are we live? Are we live? I think we might be live. We live now? Let's see. Waiting for people to join. So, how's everybody doing? Okay, waiting for some people to join up here. Not going to go very long, but this is just a regular nonsense stream. Talk about a few things. John Gruden, Dark Gilligan's Island reboot. What the hell's that about? Well, he wanted to do one. Oh, thank God! Thank God it's not happening. Well, at least I don't think it's gonna happen. So, how's everybody doing? Is anybody? Let's see. Anybody joining me yet? Let's see. I don't think I'm going very long. Back scratcher, butt scratcher. Yeah, so went out for a quick skate. I came back, had a little grub, and I'm back. Let's see. Concurrent viewers, 0. So, let's see. Let's switch to picture-in-picture. Okay, we're going to go with John Gruden's story. The whole thing about John Gruden. Yeah, listen, the guy's a jerk. Yeah, okay. You know what? But at the same time, yeah, he stepped down, had to step down after the comments he made. But you know what? They're gonna try to cancel him. And what makes me say that is that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have taken him off the Ring of Honor, which is not fair. I mean, the guy won 2 Super Bowls with the Buccaneers as offense coordinator, and now that's what you're gonna do? They're gonna pretend he doesn't exist anymore? And listen, I know that it's kind of a thing that. Let me see if I can get the chat window here. Pop out the chat. Okay, let's see. Oh God, gotta get the whole thing. Kiss Avengers Team. Where did I just have it? But the whole thing about that is, hey, you know what? Like I said, we're gonna pretend the guy didn't exist anymore. The guy's still accomplished something a lot of people don't get to do in the league. He wins 2 championships. Private should be private. Yeah, private should be private. Good old John Boy, yeah. Probably should be fired for being a lousy coach than anything more. I gotta keep an eye on the chat here. So let me put that down. Probably is a guy who the game has passed by, you know. I like how he got fired, then he resigned. Yeah. You can't fire me, I quit. Seems I don't fit in. What's the game tonight? The Eagles? Thursday night game is what? The Eagles. Football. Thursday night football. Who is playing tonight? It's the Eagles and the Buccaneers. What's the line on that? Betting odds. Let's see. The lines. Not that we don't advocate gambling, but it just gives you an indicator where it's just being done for entertainment purposes only. 6.5, 7. Take Tampa Bay. Sorry, Jesse Milestone. Take Tampa Bay. Hey, Mr. MH, good to see you. How you doing? Yeah, take Tampa Bay on this game. Tampa Bay, like I said, they're removing John Gruden from the Ring of Honor, but like I said, it's the guy messed up. America used to be the land of second chances. I mean, that's why people came to this country. It seems he's got a third or fourth chance, but what can you do? So the other news, like I said, I'm probably not going to go very long. I'm just going to do a quick stream here. Tampa be back to normal. Gronk is playing. Hey, Grovers! Just when you thought you were safe, Gilligan's Island. James Gunn and Charlie Kaufman wanted to do a dark and gritty Gilligan's Island movie featuring cannibalism. Ooh. I bet I could eat the skipper. And the latest news centered around Gonzo film projects never got off the ground. Apparently, the director of Guardians of the Galaxy and writer of Being John Malkovich. I never understood the appeal of that movie. Notice I haven't seen the whole thing. I looked at him like, Being John Malkovich? Really? What's so interesting about John Malkovich you want to be him? Tried to make a grim and gritty version of Gilligan's Island. Director James Gunn recently revealed in a tweet that in the late 90s, he and scribe Charlie Kaufman tried to get a movie version of Gilligan's Island made. But in their version of the classic 60s CBS show, rather than living in the lap of tropical luxury, did they really? Thanks to the professor's creations, the islanders, starving and desperate, would start killing and eating each other. Not surprisingly, this project never got off the ground. What is surprising, however, is that according to Gunn, it wasn't Warner Brothers that was hesitant, but rather the show's creator Sherwood Schwartz, who said, no way. Guess Schwartz wasn't too keen on turning his show into a 3-hour tour of cannibalism and depravity. Gunn explained in a follow-up tweet that even after the idea was nixed, he wasn't ready to let his Gilligan by way of Ravenous and Stephen King's Survivor type idea go. After Guardians, I tried to resurrect the idea and wanted to direct. He wrote, it seemed Warner's and Charlie were interested, but this time the estate of the late Sherwood Schwartz nixed it. Curses. Foiled again. Anyway, if the Schwartz estate changes their mind, I'm here. Gunn concluded. Don't count on it. Is Gilligan's Island on anywhere? Is that still on? I mean, I remember when I used to come home from school, it used to be on like at 2:33 in the afternoon. Love your George Takei impression. Yeah. Oh, I'll get to George Takei in a second. Look, we know that insane movie projects are dreamt but ultimately discarded all the time. But the more we think about it, the more we really want this one to happen. So what say you? Schwartz Estate, it's a little unorthodox, but it's not like there's no precedent for this. After all, there's a horror version of Fantasy Island out there. Welcome to Fantasy Island. So, what's the harm in getting a little dark with this IP? The harm is that they don't want to. Plus, it'd be written by Oscar-winning screenwriter, so there'd be some prestige to it. No. Oh yeah, we're still waiting for that R-rated Star Trek film. Not happening. The harm is that they don't want it, and Gilligan's Island probably still runs on TV land, and they don't want to damage the intellectual property. Isn't Tina Louise the only one left? No, they can't, Rachel. No, they can't. And they cannot think of anything on their own. All right, let's go to the Google. I'm just afraid we're going to see what I'm Googling here. Let's see here. Dandy in the Underworld. John Gruden. What was the other story? George Takei. I gotta turn off the autofill before something naughty comes up. Oh my. Grumpy old Spaceman, grumpy old spaceman. George Takei mocks William Shatner over spaceflight. He's boldly going where other people have gone before. Star Trek actor says of 90-year-old guinea pig Shatner. George Takei didn't let a little thing like interstellar travel dampen his long, fiery feud with his former Star Trek co-star William Shatner. The actor who portrayed Sulu on the series mocked Captain Kirk over the latter's trip to space Wednesday aboard a Blue Origin craft. Speaking to page 6, after Shatner's brief but historic, profound experience, Takei referred to Shatner as a 90-year-old guinea pig. To see space's impact on an unfit specimen. So, 90 years old is going to show a great deal more of the wear and tear on the human body. So, he'll be a good specimen to study, Takei said. Although he's not the fittest specimen of 90 years old, he'll still be a specimen that's unfit. Takei also paraphrased a popular Star Trek motto when he quipped Shatner's 10-minute journey. He's boldly going where other people have gone before. Despite being 2 of the 4 surviving cast members of the original 60s TV series, Shatner and the 84-year-old Takei, he doesn't look, I met him, he doesn't look 84, have had a long vendetta toward each other, a beef that dates back to their time on set when Takei felt slighted by Shatner. The two also exchanged jabs in their respective memoirs. While Takei happily participated in a Comedy Central roast celebrating Shatner in 2006, the beef has continued to simmer well into each actor's golden years. During a 2018 Q&A, Shatner was asked if he wished Takei had died instead of Leonard Nimoy. What a terrible question, Shatner said before answering, yes. In response to Takei's latest remarks, Shatner told Page 6, there's a psychosis there. There must be something else inside George Takei that's festering, and it makes me unhappy that he takes it out on me. Why would he go out of his way to denigrate me? It's sad. I feel nothing but pity for him. There's my less than stellar Shatner. 24 James Bond movie collection. Oh, it was only $77 right now. Okay. Oh, there was something about Daniel Craig, too. You know what it is? From what I've heard. And Shatner was on Howard Stern a bunch of years ago. Yeah, Shatner was on with Howard Stern a number of years ago, and he said that Takei accused him of hindering Sulu's career on Star Trek and in the Star Trek movies. You know, he thought that they wanted Sulu to have his own, develop the Sulu character, want to have his own command. And he said to him, George, why would you want Sulu to be captain on the ship? All the action happens on the Enterprise. So, how about Gene Simmons? Yeah, I'll cover that one. Hold on, let's defends Gina Carano. Oh, from Blabbermouth, Loudwire. Actually, we'll do it from Loudwire. Kiss to Cry Cancel Culture when asked about Mandalorian star Gina Carano. Kiss figureheads Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley. Paul Stanley! Hey, I'm Paul Stanley! He kind of sounds like that. I saw him solo in a solo show years ago, 1989. Spoke out against cancel culture during a recent Q&A. Specifically, the pair addressed the fate of Gina Carano. The actress ousted from the Star Wars series The Mandalorian early this year after she made controversial posts on social media. The idea of cancel culture, the practice of withdrawing support for a public figure and companies after they have done or said something considered objectionable or offensive. Per Dictionary.com has been gaining steam for several years. Over the last couple, though, it has steadily become a catch-all term for conservatives who usually wield it in response to public's reaction to politically incorrect behavior. Simmons and Stanley offered their thoughts on Carano and the consequences she faced when the actress was brought up during a KISS fan event in Texas on September 29th, calling The Mandalorian one of the Mrs. Gene Simmons, one of the best shows on TV. Simmons said to Carano, they should have kept the chick, even though she had different political views. It's not about politics. It's about whether you're a good actress. Via Blabbermouth, Stanley, look, political views, the whole cancel culture is so dangerous. That sounds like Chris Rock. So, the idea that people can't speak their mind, that's what freedom is about. And to lose your job because you've got something to say, even if I find it offensive, I gotta live with that. He further quipped, plus, she can kick my ass. Well, a lot of people kick your ass, Paul. I'm sorry. You're kind of a small guy. Carano, the Trump supporter and former MMA fighter who played Cara Dune on The Mandalorian, faced widespread backlash in February when she compared being a modern Republican to living it as a Jew during the Holocaust. As the Washington Post reported, the Instagram post containing the message appended to the photo of a Jewish woman being beaten in Nazi Germany is what cost the actress her Star Wars gig. Gina Carano is not currently... I gotta read as Kathleen Kennedy. Gina Carano is not currently employed by Lucasfilm, and there are no plans for her to be in the future. The show's Disney-owned production company quickly responded. Nevertheless, her social media posts denigrating people based on their cultural and religious identities are abhorrent and unacceptable. In her post, Carano wrote, Jews were beaten in the streets not by the German soldiers, YouTube censors, but by their neighbors, even by children. Because history is edited, most people today don't realize that to get to the point where German soldiers could easily round up thousands of Jews, the government first made their own neighbors hate them, simply for being Jews. How is that any different from hating someone for their political views? Well, you could not like somebody because they're a jerk, not because of their political views. I mean, I know liberals who are jerks. Last week, KISS unveiled a previously unheard acoustic version of their classic song, Beth. The band's ongoing End of the Road tour should conclude next year. Oh, well, we've got all kinds of stuff. I don't know. Rolling Stones, Nirvana, Def Leppard, Slipknot, Led Zeppels, Pink Floyd, Korn. Korn, I love Korn. I love Korn, especially on the cob when you make it on the grill. I love Korn's good for you. Tool, Purple Rain. Oh, Ramones. My shirt's getting kind of worn, so I mean, Amazon. See, I've actually seen the Ramones, so I have license to buy it on Amazon. So anyway, and like I said, there used to be this idea that you would say, when somebody would say something stupid, the views and opinions of so-and-so do not reflect the management or the people, the employees or the management of www. So it's a steamy Gilligan's Island. Come on, okay, Mr. Roboto, do you think, okay, who was getting it on Gilligan's Island, okay? Let's ask yourself. Okay, yeah, Mr. Howell and Lovey were married. Okay, so okay. Marianne. I can see Marianne and probably I would say Gilligan. Freaking Ginger definitely and the professor. Probably I can see a three-way between Ginger, Marianne, and the professor. And Thurston Howell kicking back with a drink. Lovey, come. The pores are at it again. Thus, because it's steamy, because it's yeah. So, freaking Skipper, nah, don't see him getting any. Gilligan, Ginger and Marianne might team up together to give Gilligan a little sniff. You never know. That's the kind of things that go through my head. I'm sure there's some R34 of that. R34. There's that one time on Cheers that Rebecca's father said if they'd all gotten together and shot Gilligan, they would have been off that island in a week. So anyway, so Daniel Craig. Let me mute my mic. Daniel Craig and Weiss preferred going to gay bars. It was a very safe place to be. No Time to Die star opened up about his bar preference, how it kept him out of fights during the episode of the Lunch, during the latest episode of Lunch with Bruce podcast. Daniel Craig says he's always preferred going to gay bars. Oh my. Because it's a safe environment where he could avoid getting into fights. The Bond and Knives Out star explained his bar hopping habits during a recent episode of Lunch with Bruce podcast. Telling host Bruce Bozzi, who's Craig's friend and has been out to gay bars with him, that he historically preferred these spaces. The actor chalked it up to the aggressive dick swinging in hetero bars, which is something he got very sick of. I've been going to gay bars as long as I can remember. Oh my. Daniel, something you're not telling me. One of the reasons is because I don't get into fights in any of the gay bars. He recounted, it was like, I don't want to end up in a punch-up, and I did. That would happen quite a bit. But there were also one other perk for Craig when it comes to the gay bar type of choice. Not only was the atmosphere more laid back, but it was also a good place for him to meet interested women, as they were there for similar reasons. It would be a good place to go. Everybody was chill. Everybody. You didn't have to sort out your state of your sexuality. It was okay. It was a very safe place to be, Craig explained. And I could meet girls there, because there are a lot of girls there for the exact same reason I was there. It was kind of an ulterior motive. Craig shared his thoughts while recounting with Bozzi the time they got caught at the gay bar Roosterfish in Venice Beach in 2010. Craig described it as no big deal. But his presence ultimately caught some media attention. The irony is, we kind of got caught. Kind of? There is no kind of. You got caught. But hey, what the hell? I suppose, which is kind of weird because we were doing nothing fucking wrong. Craig said, what happened is we were having a nice night and I was talking to you about my life and then my life and change. And when my life was changing and we got drunk, I was like, oh, let's go to the bar. Come on, let's fucking go out. And I was just like, I don't know. I don't give a fuck. We're in Venice. Well, anyway, take a look at that haircut. So, but that's the thing, though. I can understand that, because there's a lot of guys in bars, and it's like, hey, oh, you're Daniel Craig. Yeah, you're not so tough. Come on, man. Come on, And it's like, oh, come on, man. And you get guys who are like, yeah, I punched out Daniel Craig in a bar. Rose Kindred. The few bars I've been to, enough drinks makes everyone punchy. Sex assaulty, like my former boss. She could have had 15 vodkas. You do not want to be around her. Who's that? Is it just a virtue signal? Probably. Daniel Craig? No, he's married to Rachel Weisz. So latest news about Dave Chappelle. Well, fuck it. He's not harming anybody. Like I said, Daniel Craig's not harming anybody. He just let him do whatever the fuck he wants. Netflix's Ted Sarandos reaffirmed support for Chappelle as trans staffers' allies plan walkout. At least 1,000 Netflix employees. They have 1,000 employees there? Really? Are expected to participate in a virtual walkout in protest of the Netflix CEO's comments about Dave Chappelle and his special. At least 1,000 Netflix employees are expected to participate in a virtual walkout to protest Netflix co-CEO Ted Sarandos and his comments in support of Dave Chappelle's latest special, The Closer, according to a current staffer who spoke with The Hollywood Reporter. As first reported by The Verge, trans staffers and allies at Netflix are planning to stage the virtual walkout next Wednesday, October 20th, after Sarandos sent 2 memos to the staff, one on October 8th and another to all Netflix employees, staffers, on Monday, stating that the company would not be removing the special in which Chappelle mocks gender identities and defends J.K. Rowling's transphobic remarks, among other things. In the second memo sent Monday, Sarandos argued that content on screen doesn't directly translate to real-world harm, according to copy reviewed by THR. The strongest evidence to support this is that violence on screen has grown hugely over the last 30 years, especially with first-party shooter games, and yet violent crime has fallen significantly in many countries, Sarandos wrote in the memo, which was first reported by Variety. Adults can watch violence, assault, and abuse, or enjoy a shocking stand-up comedy without causing it to harm others. Sorry. The current Netflix staffer said Sarandos' memo were largely the impetus behind the walkout, organized by the trans employee. Why is there an asterisk near trans? Resource group at the streamer, but supported by several allies and the company. During the walkout, participating staffers will not do any work for the streamer and instead focus on donating to charities and encouraging others to engage in content that does support the trans community, according to the staffer. So they're all going to read Marvel Comics. The memo was very disrespectful. The staffer, who requested anonymity to speak candidly about the subject, said it didn't invite a robust conversation about this topic. And that's normally how things go. Well, how about, hey, do your job. In a statement sent to THR earlier on Wednesday, a Netflix spokesperson said that the company supported artistic expression for creators while also encouraging employees to disagree openly. Okay, there you go. Dave Chappelle's specials are consistently the most watched comedy specials on Netflix and have earned many awards, including both Emmy and Grammys for Sticks and Stones. The spokesperson said, "We support artistic expression for our creators. We also encourage our employees to disagree openly. Netflix declined to share viewership data for the closer." I bet you it did pretty well.
Netflix has suspended 3 employees, including a trans staff member who publicly spoke out against Dave Chappelle's
Oh, okay. This is pretty much just the story we said. Earlier this week, 3 Netflix staffers were suspended for attending an executive meeting to speak out against Chappelle's special. The trio, which included a Netflix engineer who is trans, were later reinstated after public backlash to Netflix's response. So he spoke out and pretty much nothing happened. GLAAD and the LGBTQ plus advocacy group released a statement Wednesday evening in response to the Sarandos memo, in particular his real-world harm comment. GLAAD was founded 36 years ago because the media representation had consequences for LGBTQ plus people. Authentic media stories about LGBTQ lives have been cited as directly responsible for increasing public support for issues like marriage equality. The statement continued, "But film and TV have also been filled with stereotypes and misinformation about us for decades, leading to the real-world harm, especially for trans people and LGBTQ people of color. Ironically, the documentary Disclosure on Netflix demonstrates this quite clearly." October, okay, updated with comics next and play. Okay, I got the updates. Okay. You know what, Dave Chappelle, that's a funny motherfucker. Listen, he said he's defending his trans friend Daphne Dorman, who tragically took her own life. She said he's not punching down. He said it. And the whole thing, like, oh, he's very insensitive. Listen, what he said he started trust for his daughter, for Daphne Dorman's daughter, and said that, you know, when she turns 21, he wants to personally hand it over and say, "Your father was the best woman I ever knew," or some words to that effect. Yeah, listen, it's a joke. It's a joke. It's not really. That's not really that. Okay, you know what? Maybe it wasn't that good joke, but hey, listen. It's still a joke. I'm very lucky. I've only had one person heckle me on stage. And I did a joke about a video store, and you always have to make sure you don't stray too far into the gay section. And I had a guy go up and say to me, "I am from Germany, and we are more open-minded than that." I said, oh, great. Yeah, you know it's a bad night when the Germans are preaching to you about being open-minded. They're trying to iron out last year's controversy over cuties with this. Well, Rob, are Netflix really trying to show that they're supposedly impartial by this? Actually, I don't know. I think they're trying. They're drawing a line in the sand. They know Dave Chappelle is a big draw, and if they ever want another Dave Chappelle special, they got to say something. So, yeah. So Dave Chappelle, funny guy, always been a funny guy. I think the vaping and smoking is taking a toll on his voice, though. His voice has got a lot deeper, you know. Wanted to be a comedian, but I'm too much like Mitch Hedberg in personality and fright. Not a good fit now. Well, Rose, I mean, you just got to find your voice. You just got to get comfortable. First time I ever went on stage, I was scared to death. Well, it gets easier. Getting up on stage is half the battle. It's 50%. There's a gay section video store. What about also what's a video store? Yeah, that was back in the day when we wanted to see a dirty movie. We had to leave the house. Had to go to that place called the video store. Mm-hmm. We had to go to the video store. Yeah, we used to go to there. We had to go all the way to the back room. And one thing you never did was you never did what's called the Disney sandwich. You take two family films and you try to put your adult movie in between them. That just makes you look like a pervert. You got to take your movie, like, you know, No Man's Land 7, and you go with pride to the counter. Here, slap that sucker down. Yes, I'm renting lesbian porn. Yes, what of it? And it's got that big green sticker, XXX on it. Yes, I'm gonna watch this, and I am gonna do bad things while watching it, and have bad thoughts while watching it. See, that was the thing, you know. And Chris Rock was right. How do most people get caught watching adult movies? Because they leave it in the VCR. My liver can't handle it anymore. Is Coke still standard for comedians? It's supposed to be cheaper now. Yeah, I don't know. It's probably. When I used to do improv, I used to order a Jameson neat as a drink it down, like, you know. Jameson neat is just loosen you up, a little bit. Lots of comedians drink before they comede, as it were. So, yeah, but the thing is, someone asked me, how do you know if a joke is good or not? You got to do it. I mean, it's good to have some people you filter it through, but you just got to do it. I mean, it's got to try it. That's all. Rob, mother-daughter exchange club is far superior series to No Man's Land. You're preaching to the choir, so. Yeah, some of them, they're kind of iffy, though. Lots of ways to relax. Weed helps that, too, yeah. Weed is weird. I'm not a big advocate of weed. So 6:34. I don't know. I'm probably going to wrap it up here in a couple more minutes. Got 7 people watching. Hey, how you doing? We're about 3,500 watch hours. It's a grind. We're going. How many times have I been? Oh God, that's a good question. It's got to be a few hundred by now, at least. It's got to be a few hundred. First time I was ever on stage, I was 23 years old. I bombed spectacularly, opening for interpretive dance. That was an experience. It was an arts open night arts crowd. Guys were reading poetry. Here I am doing my joke about George Washington smoking weed. No, still not monetized yet, Rose. We're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there. Bob began live Star Trek Discovery ads on YouTube. Any pointers on getting rid of Mikey Spock to induce crippling depression? Yeah, watch Rocky and Bullwinkle. Interpretive dance. It's weird. Like I said, I was the first act. They threw me to the wolves. I'm like, I hate, and a buddy of mine said to me, I was wrong. I hate myself more. You hate yourself more than I do. So, yeah. So anyway, yeah, there were long stretches between gigs back then because it was still the 90s were not it was you had Seinfeld, but stand up relies on something called bringers. A lot of places where they give you 5 minutes of stage time and you have to bring 5 or 10 paying customers with you. And for me, it was hard enough to get one person to go. I would ask 10 people, 5 wouldn't answer, 3 would say no, 1 would say maybe, 1 guy would say yes, and then he would smoke pot and fall asleep. Seinfeld still did stand up while he did the show. Yeah. Oh man, I was gonna come, but I smoked pot and fell asleep. I'm like, yeah, thanks a lot. Yeah, just tell me you weren't gonna go anyway. And I used to have this big thing about potheads. I couldn't stand potheads because you're not smart because you smoke pot. And potheads would always have the same, like, this is just hand sanitizer. But it's in a vodka bottle. So, I mean, that's hand sanitizer, so. But potheads would have this weird thing, like, when it was always because I didn't understand. Their eyes would close, they'd roll back in their head, the chin would go out and just, you don't understand, man. You don't understand. You don't understand, man. All right, Timothy Leary, what don't I understand? You don't understand, man. When you smoke pot and watch television, that's a beautiful thing. Really? Really? So how did you come by that wisdom, Oracle a Duffy? How many Teletubbies marathons did you have to binge, to come to that realization? When you smoke pot, you become so deep. You become deep. So deep they see the other side. Like, you don't understand. You don't understand, man. You don't understand. It's always, I don't understand. I don't understand. Yeah, so I never could get the pothead material to work right. I tell you, I like you said, first time I tried an edible, I giggled hysterically for 2 hours, and I forgot how to read. That was funny. Second time I had a minor freak out. Lots of bright lights at the titty show in Las Vegas, bright lights, and all I could think about is that ramen I ate 45 minutes before, and I had to pee really bad, and I was locked in there with bright lights out there. I'm like, fuck, aliens, man, aliens, man. Last time I had to run around the block. That was bad news. So I'm not doing that. Alcohol I can handle. Alcohol I can handle because I just turned into Dean Martin. Hey, how you doing? Hey. Pot, no more. I'm not gonna touch it. Don't want to do it. I was never that interested in pot. How does this just turn into a pot discussion? Andrew had anxiety prior to pot. We live in a world where brown sugar will never be heard performed by. That's too bad. All you gotta do is just mumble. People won't know what you're talking about. people won't know what you're talking about. Just mumble the words. Yeah, 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 woo! So anyway, drug of choice is Jack Daniels. Actually, I like Scotch. I love Scotch. I love a good Scotch. I love a good Macallan. I love a good Scotch. Glen Grant is actually pretty good. Glenn Levitt. Oban. Whatever, how do you pronounce it? I don't know. I was pronouncing Oban for years, and I've been told I was pronouncing it incorrectly. Scotch is the kind of stuff you just savor, like just, and you knock it back and you swish it around a little bit, drink it down, you get that warm feeling. Scotch, yeah, like Ron Burgundy. I love Scotch, Scotchy. They're still reading about Chappelle. God, they can't accept when they lost. Yeah, they're still reading. They're gonna stage a virtual walkout where they're not gonna work on the 20th. So it's gonna be like any other day. How do you like martini? Shaken or stirred? Shaken, not stirred. We only got about a month left for Ghostbusters Afterlife. When's Mecca dragging into that Ghostbusters 2016 stream? Oh yeah. Single malt. I like single malt. Nice single malt. Virtual walkout. How lazy has activism gotten? Well, mostly everybody at Netflix is working from home these days, so. Yeah, activism's gotten pretty lazy. Yeah. So let's see what else is going on here. Let me just check in on the Twitterverse. I hate Twitter. See if we got any messages. Let's see. Oh, new Batman teaser as fans losing it over what? Over Dark Knight. There's a new Batman teaser? Okay, we got to watch this. Okay, hold on. Let me see. Batman teaser. Let's see. 1 year ago. Oh, Batman voice revealed. Comic book cast. Let me see. Oh, Teaster. Teaster. 1 year ago, 7 hours ago. Comic book cast. Yeah, I don't want to watch their video. Hold on. This is Grace Randolph. Grace! Robert Pattinson's voice in the new Batman teaser is making people freak out. Where is it? 1 hour ago. Is this it? The Batman. Let me try Warner Brothers. Warner Bros. Batman. Let me see. 1 year ago. Dark Knight. 3 weeks ago. Where the heck is it? Okay, well, let me go back here. Let me see. Hold on. Just come. Let's see what's going on here.
WB&D.
Okay, well, I don't want to rip off his video. ET Canada? Let me see. ET Canada. Batman teaser. New Batman teaser. Okay. Oh god, he's such a douche. He's just such a freaking douche. That's on Twitter probably. It's not just a signal, it's a warning. This tweet remind For reminders before when the Batman is released. Oh, God. Let's see.
It's not just a signal. It's a warning.
Oh, for God's sake. It's not just a signal. It's a warning.
It's not just a signal. It's a warning.
Yeah, you know why? Because there's no way to make him sound intimidating, so you have to change his voice. New Batman teaser has fans losing over Robert Pattinson's Dark Knight voice. Robert Pattinson's sounding better and better. No, he's not. No, he's not. There's an extreme brief trailer of Batman, yada, 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 for the full trailer debuting Fandom on October 16th. 16-second teaser, only footage. Bat signal lit up, red pouring rain with Pattinson's voice saying, "It's not just a signal, it's a warning." On fans' Twitter got excited about hearing Batman's gruff voice. Holy fuck! Is that Rob's Batman voice? Hello, Robert. Is Batman so? Oh, for God's. Oh, Edward. Okay. He can change his voice, but he's still Edward. But he's still Edward Sparkle Pants. Let's hear it one more time.
It's not just a signal. It's a warning.
Yeah, it's a warning. Don't go see this movie. Save your money. That's what they're warning you for. Hey, Tim Possible. How you doing? Probably did. Robert Pattinson refused to work out because a buff Batman is toxic masculinity. I'm not kidding. That's what he said. Work out. Toxic masculinity. Oh, he's just trolling. No, I think he is that stupid. I think he really is that stupid. Or find someone capable of doing the voice. There's got to be someone. Listen, nobody knew who Christopher Reeve was before he was Superman, okay? There's got to be a guy sitting on a, the old thing, he's sitting on a drugstore counter. There's got to be someone out there who can be Batman that we don't know of. I've got to go. Rob Hale, brother. See you later, Mr. MH. I'm going to wrap it up here anyway. Almost time for my evening cup of coffee. Am I recording? Yeah, I'm streaming. I just can't get over what a douche he is. He was in The Lighthouse, which nobody saw. He's a great actor. He shouldn't be typecast. Hey, Bob Denver wanted to be more than Gilligan, okay? Not everybody gets their wish. You didn't have to take those stupid Edward movies. Oh, God. Idris Elba's in the news? Why? Talks getting COVID, losing his father. Why Luther is his James Bond. Well, okay. Yeah, I'm wondering if people are finally coming around to the fact he's not going to be James Bond. Let's see what else is going on. Robert Durst sentenced to life for murder. Daniel Craig shares advice for the new Bond. Oh, boy. Daniel Craig's offering up his best advice to the next 007 while promoting his fifth and final run as James Bond, No Time to Die. Actor 53 joined Kevin Hart's serious program Straight from the Heart to share what he'd say to the new Bond, who's yet to be announced. There's a couple things I'd say, but I mean, one, don't be shit. Craig began, I would say you've got to grab it and make it your own. I think that's the way to go forward. He added, I just committed myself to as much as I possibly could and tried to sort of elevate it as much as I could. I hope I've left it in a good place. You got vaporized at the end. And I hope the next person can just make it fly. Craig then gushed about being part of the iconic film. It's an amazing franchise. I still think there's a lot of stories to tell. And I think the great thing about Bond movies over the years, they've always changed with the times. They've always reflected the politics somewhat, and then reflected styles in fashion and music. When asked about who he'd like to see as the next Bond, Craig said, "It's not my problem." Finally! Finally! "I've got enough on my plate without having to figure that one out," he explained. "That's a brain ache. I don't need that." Well, whoever it is, you know what? They'll find someone brilliant and it'll be great. And I'll be front and center. I'll be at the front seat of the cinema with my popcorn and a drink because I can't wait. No Time to Die is on big screens now and on basic cable later in the year. The only Edward thing is cool Radical Edward from Cowboy Bebop. Yeah. We haven't seen Radical Edward yet. Let me see. Radical Edward Netflix. Cowboy Bebop's fans wondering about Ed will be delighted. I don't buy it. Ed's gonna be a transgendered kid. Cowboy Bebop coming to Netflix ahead of the live action series. Okay. All right. Well, I think I'm gonna wrap. I think Mecca's doing a stream. Go over, check her out. I got a notification from somewhere. Let's see. Yeah, okay. All right. Well, anyway. All right. Well, that's all the news that I got. Everybody, I'll see you guys later. We didn't get the Marc Bolan appreciation, but that's for another time. Just, hey, whoever you are, appreciate Marc Bolan. He gave so much and left us so young. So, everybody, listen. Okay, maybe I'll be back. I'll be streaming. Maybe I'll be streaming over Twitch. Who knows? I will check you guys out next time. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Be excellent to each other. We'll see you later.